right, you guys asked and we're gonna answer. Today, we have some of the top questions that we get asked from people just like you every single day who are looking to make a move into the San Antonio area. So Steve and I are gonna answer your questions right now. Let's get after it. If this is your first time to our channel and you would like to know everything there is to know about living in San Antonio and its surrounding areas, make sure you subscribe or tap the bell for notifications to ensure that you're one of the first to be notified when we bring you new market updates. My name is Katie Powers and my husband,
Steven Garza.
We get phone calls and emails from people just like you every single day who are looking to make a move into the area. Whether you're 6 days or 6 months for making that transition, we would love to hear from you. All of our information is listed right below, and Steve and I would be honored to be your realtors of choice. Now let's dive into the top questions we get asked from our out-of-staters and out-of-towners looking to make a move into San Antonio.
All right, question number 1 for Katie.
Oh, it's for me?
Yes. Okay.
You have to read it to me.
You want me to read it to you?
Yep.
What are some ways to beat the heat in San Antonio without breaking the bank?
Okay, guys, I'm really good at answering this because I was a single mom for a long time and on a tight budget. Most parents understand this, but as a single mom, you get a little tighter just in case. Anyway, so top things to do. There are tons of rivers all around us. You've got the Guadalupe River and the Comal River. These are free ways to beat the heat, right? Doesn't cost you anything. Go put your chairs, get tent shade, go post up in either New Braunfels or Canyon Lake or anywhere really off the Guadalupe or Comal River. You can hang out in the water. It's really fun. You can even go tubing. You don't have to pay all the high prices for tubing companies. You can bring your own tube from Walmart for like 10, 15 bucks and go tube it whenever you want. You can also go down to the Pearl. They've got great restaurants there, but you don't have to spend money. They have free parking as well. And they have a little splash pad in the middle of the quarter there. So the kids can run around and get some cool weather there. Not so much for adults. I mean, you can, but it's mostly children running around. And then the new Hemisphere Park in downtown San Antonio has added a lot of water features there, plus a great park. All of that is free as well. Again, mostly for kids, but you as adults can stick your feet in the water while the kids are going crazy. I'm sure you'll get splashed because there's a lot of kids down there, but those are some great free ways. And then if you are willing to spend a little money, we do have water parks like SeaWorld's water park, Fiesta, Texas. There's a few rides there you can get wet. We also have Schlitterbahn in New Braunfels. All of these water parks are great ways to beat the heat. Hopefully that answered that question for you guys.
And neighborhood pools, like we do.
Yeah, you do have HOA neighborhood pools, but if you're looking and you haven't purchased a home in that area, that's, but we have a HOA pool and we take our kids all the time. We just pack some lunches, pack a cooler and go hang out for the day at the pool. So that's also a great amenity and resource if you do end up purchasing a home in a neighborhood that has a neighborhood pool. All right, next question for Steve.
Yep.
Let's see what we got.
Bring it.
Where would you buy a home with all of the knowledge you have about the city? It's a good one. You guys ask us that question a lot.
That is a tough one. And that is strictly because it's job-based, right? I hate traffic. And San Antonio does have traffic at peak hours, right? So if I was going to be buying a house, I would first think about my job, right? How long is my commute time to the office, or do I have to go in? Maybe I'm working from home. Maybe I have a flex schedule. So that would give you the opportunity to move a little bit further away to find a neighborhood that more suits your likings. But for me, personally, I mean, I'm from Fair Oaks, so I would move back to Fair Oaks. It's a golf course community. I love golfing, teaching my son right now, giving him lessons. And so that's one of my communities. Now, one of my favorite parts of San Antonio is the North Central area. off of I-10, 410 area. It's older, but the homes are gorgeous character. But that's kind of like what I like too. Lots of swimming pools, ways to beat the heat with having a swimming pool in your backyard. And then trees, right? You get big, beautiful trees. Although we've been bringing you some beautiful new homes lately with this channel, and man, it's hard to beat those. So I'd be torn, to be honest with you. And I know I'm a local, but yeah, I mean, I would best describe it as job. If you're going to be working at Fort Sam, you don't want to be in Bernie. It's going to be an hour and a half long commute. I mean, it'd be crazy. But we got beautiful communities all over San Antonio. Katie and I can definitely help answer that question for you. But first, I would narrow it down to job.
I think budget's also a big ticket item there too. I mean, if you have $1 million plus budget, really the world is your oyster in terms of San Antonio. Anything, $1 million plus really opens up pretty much every door of where you want to be at. If you are around 500 or under, that's something that I would say just reach out to Steve and I will definitely direct you what would be the top for the budget. But I'm with Steve too. I love Fair Oaks. I think it's a great community. It's a great family-oriented spot, which in our stage of life is key, right? But it really depends on stage of life as well. But, we're in the Stone Oak area, and I genuinely like this area. For me, I enjoy it because you're close to everything. In my opinion, if you can be 20 minutes from any part of town, it's a winner because San Antonio is very spread out. So you want to make sure that you can get somewhere within 30 minutes. And really in Stone Oak, Rogers Ranch, that area, you're just close to everything. It's easy to get to everything. So that was a good question.
Yep.
All right, cool.
Question number 3.
I need a drum roll.
Okay. What are your thoughts on the education system?
All right. Again, I'm a mom. Education is super important for me. Again, when I was a single mom, that was my main priority when I was looking, which is why I always add in school districts in our videos because you got kids, it's super important. So I would really categorize the top districts. And again, I'm just going to say, this is an opinion, my opinion. Steve might have pretty similar opinions. But really do your homework. I guess the key things that I would say it'd be niche.com and greatschools.org. Those are going to be your 2 resources to really form your own opinion because it's your children. I don't want to presume anything. We have a lot of great charter schools here that are not really in school districts. So you do have great charter schools, but as far as state funded public schools, I'm going to say Bernie ISD is going to be my number 1 pick. Alamo Heights ISD would be number 2, but again, you have to have the budget to be in that district. And Bernie ISD, you have, homes ranging from 300 plus. If you're going into Alamo Heights ISD, probably closer to 700 plus, and you are looking at much older homes. So it just depends what you're looking for. But Alamo Heights ISD is number 2. Then I would probably, I'm a little partial to Northeast ISD. My kids go to Northeast ISD. Steve probably disagrees on this one, but certain parts of Northeast ISD, right, Stone Oak area, those schools are really, really great. Some of the top high schools for San Antonio or Northeast. And then I would say Northside ISD, the Helotes area. I mean, Northside ISD is massive. Big. But really outside 1604 are going to be your newer schools. So those are really great too. But those would be the top. And then you have all the charter schools, right? Like our younger ones go to Great Hearts. And then my teenager, before he went to MacArthur, went to STEM, which is the Science, Technology, Engineering Academy, which is a charter school as well. So check out the charter schools. I've heard a lot of great things about Legacy, traditional charter school. We love Great Hearts. Other than the concerts twice a year, they're fun at first, but then when you have 2 kids in 2 different grades, it takes forever. But it's a great experience for the kids, so I don't really want to knock it too hard, but it is. I'm good to you.
Let me add to that.
Yeah.
So I had a client one time tell me that they didn't know their kid was getting a bad education from the state that they came from. So that really helped to reinforce in my brain what I kind of already knew, that, you know, Texas has a good, or San Antonio in general has a good school system overall, you know, depending on the districts you're in. But then it boils down to the teacher too, right, in the classroom. But yeah, I mean, from what we hear from out-of-staters, the school systems here are phenomenal. So, I mean, our kids are going through it right now, and we don't have any complaints other than homework.
I think Steve's very spot on. It is going to depend on the teachers, right? Like, my son has had a phenomenal experience at Northeast ISD, but we've had one or two teachers that we've, you know, had some conferences with. I'm just one of those bear moms anyway, so I don't know. You might be. If you are, then you'll understand where I'm coming from. But yeah, homework is also going to be a big determinant as well. I'm not a big fan of it. I really think kids should be kids, especially in elementary. So if you want them to be kids, charter school's probably not the way to go. If you, like Steve, who are super hard about this is their foundation years, they should be studying hard, then charter schools are great for you. I mean, our kids come home with 2 hours worth of homework every single day. Sometimes we knock it out faster, but sometimes it's longer. So it really just depends what you want for your kids. So again, greatschools.org, niche.com are really great resources. And then also give us a call. We're happy to answer any questions. We don't have kids in all these different districts, right? All we can tell you is our experiences and what our clients have told us their experiences are, but we are more than happy to address that topic with you. All right, next question.
Let's do it.
Here we are. What should a person looking to relocate to San Antonio know?
What should a person looking to relocate to San Antonio know? Gosh, that's a tough question. It's pretty vague.
Well, I would say before Steve answers this, we have a video about relocating to San Antonio. So make sure you watch that if you want to know everything there is to know about relocating. But what should they know before they relocate?
I guess it depends on the kind of person you are. Are you a homebody? Right? San Antonio has great subdivisions all over San Antonio. You're not going to have any issues there. It just depends on your lifestyle. Are you very active? If you are, maybe you like mountain biking. So like Katie and I, my favorite park is across the street from us where I ride my bike into the park. That was one of my asterisk stars when we were looking was
want list.
Yeah, want list when we were looking was, hey, I want to be close to the park. I didn't want to have to load the bike up in the car and drive it to the park. I wanted to ride to the park. And so that's just a part of my lifestyle that, you know, I wanted to live. And so that's one of the big reasons why we love this house, for the most part. But
I was thinking more broad. So I'm going to jump in and say culture.
Culture.
It is a culture shock if you are coming from the Northeast, maybe not so much California, but like clients coming from Ohio. I was living in Virginia for a while. When you come to San Antonio, it is a culture shock. If you don't like Mexican food, this probably won't be your favorite place to be because we have so many Mexican restaurants. I'm thinking like when I was moving to San Antonio.
Yeah, like, that's my problem. I've never really.
Things? I know he's from here.
Born and raised. I love it. But yeah, no, I mean, if you're moving in, I would say ask us. Ask us what are your concerns, what are your wants, and we'll address those with you. I think San Antonio has something to add for everybody, unless you hate the heat. I mean, I've had a client literally move up north. She hated the heat. Yeah. Like
she thought she could hang and she couldn't.
Yeah, there's no beating the heat. I mean, as far as it's gonna be, you know, it's just the climate here.
Yeah.
But I think short of that,
what you should know is San Antonio, Texas as a whole, but specifically San Antonio, super friendly. Your neighbors are gonna come talk to you. You're walking the dog on the street, people are gonna stop and say hi. People are gonna ask for directions. You don't need to fear asking for directions. If you're lost as a tourist here, people will go out of their way to help you. We will talk to you in the grocery store line. Small talk is a big Texas thing. So if you're coming from the East Coast, nobody's trying to rob you. Nobody's trying to like get something up on you. Like, we're really just a friendly town. Even though it's a big city, it's a very small town feel in terms of friendliness. We have great parks, as Steve mentioned.
Lots of parks.
Lots of free activities for a family. The last thing that I would also mention for you guys who are wanting to know when you're relocating would be we have great restaurants here. So lots of, yes, mostly Mexican, I will say that, but we have a lot. Like, we just had Ryan and April came in this past weekend and they told us about what kind of restaurant was
Leche de tigre, Peruvian.
A Peruvian. I've never even had Peruvian food, and they came in, tried it out, and said it was like by far the best Peruvian food they've had. I didn't even know we had that here. So even ones that Steve and I haven't tried, there's a lot of really great restaurants. I wouldn't say we're competing with Dallas quite yet on the food scene, but it's coming. San Antonio's definitely stepping up their food game. So that would be some top things relocating.
Yeah, it's lifestyle based.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't like to go out to eat, then you don't care about the restaurants, but you might have something else that you want to do. There's something to do. I mean, I talked to my neighbor who just relocated here, and he's like, San Antonio has so much to do. And I was like, oh, really? It's good to hear. Mm-hmm. We know it because we do it and we live it. But, for somebody moving in from other states, I don't know. I mean, they just...
Yeah.
Ask away. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, lots of tourist stuff.
All right.
That
was a tough question.
I feel like I hijacked your question.
That was very vague. Okay. How would you describe the pace of life in San Antonio? That's a good question.
Slow. So I even had one of you guys comment on some of our first videos about why I talk so slow. I've actually had people tell me I talk too fast here, but for videos, I realized how many people have commented about how slow I talk. I promise you I'm not slow in the brain. It's just Texas. We have a long draw. We talk a little slower. That's pretty normal. So when we say pace of life,
pace of life is everything overall.
It's pretty slow. I think it's relative also. Like, I came from down south. Like, I know they say San Antonio is South Texas, but really it's Central Texas.
Yep.
I came from South Texas. I lived on the border of Mexico and Texas. That's super slow paced, right? So to me, San Antonio was a fast paced because it wasn't a town of, 15,000 people. It's a massive city. So to me, it was a faster pace, but at the same time, like, it's still very slow. We are very military driven. So people like to be on time. 15 minutes early is on time when you're coming from a military background. So I would say people like to be on time, but honestly, like, locals are never on time. It's very frustrating. But slower pace other than traffic. Slow pace, family oriented, culture driven.
Yeah, when I was doing some research one time and on Reddit, and people from all over Texas were commenting how slower pace compared to Houston and Dallas, San Antonio is. I don't know any better. I mean, I've driven through those cities, but I've always lived here. But yes, she's right, coming from the valley. Yeah, South Texas, super slow. Like, everybody like driving like it's Sunday afternoon.
Yes. So It just depends. Even if you get into like Bernie, some of these, suburb cities of San Antonio, they'll be a little slower because they're smaller town vibe. San Antonio is a city, but for metropolitans in Texas, it really is the slowest paced town.
I think that's a good thing.
I love it.
Yeah.
It allows everybody to be friendly.
I wouldn't want to be moving any faster than we move now. I think we move fast, but you walk slow, but
I walk very slow. I'm 5'2". The legs can only move so fast, but he walks really fast.
Yeah.
All right, next question. I feel like you already answered this.
What is this?
What is your favorite activity to do in San Antonio?
Okay.
Mountain biking. I'll answer that for you.
That's my favorite individual activity.
Okay.
Mountain biking. Right? It's fun. You get a workout. You get a sweat. It's hot. I love it. You get to see wildlife, and you're riding through wildlife, right? But I have kids too, so I got to take them into account. And we like to go to the aquarium a lot. We go to the big playgrounds. There's big Hardburger Park not far from us has nature walking trails, also really big playgrounds. If we want to kind of splurge, we go to Main Event and do some video gaming, or let the kids run off and do video game while we eat dinner and just relax, and Friday night thing. But you're gonna spend some money there. So
Bowling.
Bowling.
We're big bowlers.
Love to bowl.
There's some new information about Steve and I. We're in 2 different bowling leagues. We love bowling.
Well, one now. That one just ended. I'm not going back to that one, but
we'll see.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things to do, but my favorite activity would be mountain biking individually, or my new one, golfing. I love golfing. I go to the range a lot. Look at golfer's hand. But yeah. And then with the kids, I mean, there's an aquarium that you can subscribe to annually. You become a member, and so you can I go as much as possible. It's a way to beat the heat. It's got a jumpy house indoors, so I think it was like $400 for the whole family. That's like a family of 5
for the year.
And so we go to that a lot. There's always something to do. Plus,
well, there's lots of like the Museum, which is a children's museum. That's super fun if you have young ones. I think once they get to 10, I might find it a little boring. Yeah. But 10 and I'm in 9 and under, that is a great place to beat the heat. But Main Event is really our go-to. Or Andretti or Topgolf. There's a lot of like family entertainment that gets expensive. So it's not like an everyday thing, right? But when we splurge and do family outings, those are kind of our top ones.
I think another one is taking the kids to the pool, and the neighborhood pool. I mean, we do that a lot. So that would definitely be on top of the list. We're lucky enough to belong to a community that has a pool. So, I mean, if that's something you'd want to look into, if you're looking to relocate here, does the HOA have a pool? There are check out the amenity center living video that we dropped.
That's pretty cool.
That's some crazy. We wish we had some of that. But.
So those of you who don't have kids or your kids are grown, activities, farmers markets. We have a lot of different farmers markets on Saturday mornings. And the best one is at the Pearl. So I would say go early to beat the heat. So like go at 9:30 to 10:30 and grab brunch. But they also have a really cool farmers market from like local stuff. You can get some local honey, some local beef jerky. That's his favorite. Just a whole bunch of local stuff that's really, really cool. So that's also a really great activity.
Yeah, I mean, I think for anybody, depending if you have kids or no kids, you can always find something. I mean, her stepdad and mom, I mean, they love the Pearl. Yep. They live there. They're there all the time, and it's free to walk. I mean, I think you can find something to do for anybody.
Lots to do.
All right.
It's a big city.
Your turn. Okay. What are your thoughts on the job market in San Antonio? That's a good one, because a lot of times we have people relocating here who have a job because the job's moving here, but then the spouse wants to work too. So
I see now hiring signs everywhere. I mean, the job market's pretty good here. We've got a lot of big companies. So like Steve said, a lot of our clients that do come in are having job transfers, whether you're military, right, with our 5 bases here. Healthcare is also one, but one that was sticking out in my mind is your GS employees. So you don't necessarily have to be active duty. We have a lot of contractors for the military that are moving here as well. So typically people have jobs coming in, but we have had a few that don't. It's really up to you. I mean, we have USAA, so whether you're insurance, call center, banking, USAA kind of covers a wide variety of jobs there. They're a huge employer here in San Antonio. We also have Boeing, which again, that's mostly contract labor, but you do have a lot of general contractor, jobs there. We also have Toyota manufacturing. So that is a huge, they make all the Tundras and a car and then the truck Tundra right here in San Antonio, South San Antonio. So that's a big job puller. But we also have the energy sector. So Valero is a big one. Sunoco just bought out New Star Energy, so they're a really big employer here. But we've got the energy sector, lots of oil and gas here, guys. Tons of oil and gas jobs. If not in San Antonio, then South San Antonio, Floresville area. Then you have healthcare, like Steve mentioned. We have a big medical hub. So whether it's military at Fort Sam Houston or SAMC, we have big military that goes through there for medical. And then we also have the medical center. So lots of medical jobs, hospitals and like doctor offices. We do have a client that just moved here who's starting their own practice here in the Stone Oak area. So lots of jobs there.
I'm thinking 2 others. So one, the #1 employer in San Antonio, HEB. HEB is our local grocery store. Now, they're going to be HEB corporate, so if you got the bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, you might want to go there. You might not want to be, behind the deli stand or checking out people.
Their headquarters is here in San Antonio, so we have a huge job market for HEB and Whataburger.
Yep, and then the second one is the educational system. We get how many teachers have we helped get into their communities to? Man,
yeah, so many.
Yeah, I mean, our
we love you, teachers. We love you.
Our school system's always hiring, it seems like.
Always hiring, and we're growing. So especially like New Braunfels, they have like 4 new schools coming up. San Antonio's growing and adding new schools to each district as well. Then you also have all of the charter schools that are popping up everywhere. So there's a need for you as a teacher. We even have like special ed teachers and counselors. So there is definitely lots of hiring, and apparently MacArthur High School needs math teachers. So if you're a math teacher, please come because we need help with math apparently. So I think that helps, right?
That's a good question. Yeah.
You have a lot of different options. Really, it just depends what field you're in. If you have any more questions about corporate jobs and things like that, give us a call. We'll be happy to answer. I mean, we're real estate agents. This is kind of what we do is real estate, but we do have, we know the ins and outs of the big corporations here and can help point you in the right direction.
Think of how many people we've helped and what they do for a living. Like, they're not real estate agents, so they kind of just give us an insight into their job and what they're doing professionally. And so we kind of, we get in the weeds with them.
We do. Okay. Are you guys bored yet? Are we boring you? I have a lot of questions. You guys ask a lot of questions. Just saying. Happy to help. Okay, next one. What are your thoughts on the cost of living in San Antonio?
That's an easy one. Cost of living is affordable. We are cheap. When you compare us to other states and other big cities in Texas, when you compare us to Dallas, Houston, Austin, it's a no-brainer. San Antonio is the cheapest city to live in out of those. But I mean, we had the Petersons in town. He's from Maine. Now, granted, Maine is very expensive, right? He's a GS employee and relocating here. And he said that the cost of living in Maine, he's one of those guys who
very
can break
analytical.
He can break it down for you. And he broke it down to the dollar figure, which was quite amazing.
On everything.
But, he was like, what did he say? It was like $23 cheaper a day or something like that. It was something crazy.
Gas is cheaper. Groceries were significantly cheaper. Yeah, he gave us the cost per pound on meat in Maine versus Texas. Who knew? Didn't realize how much cheaper. I've been like, well, not really me, you. You're the big one about money. You're the one that's like, oh my gosh, everything's so expensive. The price of eggs, the price of milk, the price of... So I just everything's just gone up, but I had no idea how expensive it was in other parts of the country, right? So that was kind of cool to hear.
I think he broke it down per year too, and it was his disposable income was going to be like $35,000 versus $14,000 in Maine and $35,000 for San Antonio. So what he was saying was, think about the freedom that offers you to travel, right? You got an extra 20 grand. You could do a very nice vacation on 20 grand. Yep. So, I mean, that analytical
piece of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's just something not a lot of us think of, but he's accurate, spot on.
Yeah, I mean, I think you definitely want to do your homework from where you're coming from. I mean, if you're coming from a smaller town, it might not be as big of an impact. But I will speak on San Antonio versus the other metros in Texas, right? Austin, Dallas, Houston, Fort Worth. We are going to be the cheapest city, big city, compared to all the others. The other big thing to keep in mind, Austin and San Antonio don't have toll roads. Austin has an outskirts toll road, but not through. So like anywhere you drive in Dallas or Houston, you're hitting a toll road. You don't have that in Austin or San Antonio, so you do get to keep that money in your pocket. And then also gas is just cheaper in Texas as a whole because we refine our own oil right here in Texas, so it's not having to travel as far. So overall, those things are just going to be cheaper in Texas, and then you throw in HEB. I promise you we don't get paid as spokespeople for HEB.
They should.
We should. But it's really a great grocery store. You can get everything you want. Cost is relative to where you're coming from, but honestly, I have lived and shopped at many places, and it just, nothing compares. I mean, it really is the best grocery store, in my opinion, from anywhere that I have shopped. So.
It's funny to think about, you know, like that little extra savings every day, right? Gas, eating. It all adds up to a sum at the end of the year. And when you compare it to where you're living currently, then, I mean, you can't beat the cost of living in San Antonio. Not to mention our real estate's cheap for what you get. I mean, a $600,000 house here, gorgeous.
Yeah.
According to the Petersons, Maine, you don't want to be shopping for $600K. Apparently you get peeling linoleum and laminate countertops. So
it's like California too, right? I mean, we have lots of great people who sell their, 1,100 square feet home in California for $1 million and come buy 5,000 square feet for $1 million here in Texas. So just depends where you're coming from.
Each their own. All right. Couple more here. No, there's two more after this.
Okay.
All right. How would you describe the people of San Antonio? That's interesting.
So friendly. I would say most San Antonians are quite friendly. Every now and then you'll get somebody who's having a bad day, right? Just keep that in your mind. Not everybody is like super peppy and happy every single day. But mostly everybody is friendly, talkative. Small talk is a big thing. Culture-wise, we have, obviously, the Hispanic culture is very prevalent in San Antonio. But, as we grow, we're seeing a lot of diversity come into San Antonio, which is kind of cool to see. I mean, when you were growing up, it was like Hispanic and white.
And Bernie, yeah, absolutely.
And Bernie, right? So we're starting to see a lot more ethnicities and diversity. I mean,
Bernie's
even the fact that we had Peruvian food restaurant totally threw me for a loop, right? So we're getting a lot more, diverse, which is kind of cool. I think we're catching up to like Dallas in terms of diversity.
I had someone once tell me about the people is they're the friendliest people. He moved here from Idaho, and they're the friendliest people on earth, but you got to talk to them. So he said that he went into a tire shop and nobody said anything. Everybody's looking at their phones and whatnot, which I can understand. But then, like, when you engage somebody, it's immediate, the engagement's there, the talking's there, the friendliness is there. It's just I think people living in a big city, I think naturally you keep your head down because you don't want to create or start an issue.
I mean, we had Alexa come in from New York City, and she had only lived in New York City her entire life. That was very interesting. I love getting to know you guys. It's so much fun for us. It's fun to hear, your backgrounds and things. But she came from New York, had never been anywhere else in New York, and she was excited. She was like going off about how fine our men are here and how friendly everybody is, and guys were buying her beers everywhere she went. I mean, it's true. I was single for a long time. You can get a lot of beers bought for you, but it's just a friendly thing in Texas, really. Like, everybody's just so friendly and kind. So it just depends.
Back to the cost of living. Beer's cheap too.
Beer's cheap too. Beer is cheaper. I can't remember what Ryan said, but he did mention it was cheaper.
Yes. All right.
Okay. We're getting a little off topic here.
Let's go.
Not talking about the dating life in San Antonio. But if you want to know, call me. Okay. what is the traffic really like on a daily basis?
Okay, so traffic in any major city, you're gonna have traffic, you know, at the peak hours, right? 5:30, 7:30 in the morning. You're gonna have traffic.
5:30 at night.
5:30 at night, yeah, peak hours, right? Everybody's going home from work. I would say on 410, if you're driving from, you know, 35 to I-10, there's a long stretch there. I mean, it's going to take you 30 minutes, if not a little bit longer, to get across. Probably a little bit longer. But they're really working on the highway systems here. They're expanding them, widening them. And so we're seeing traffic move faster in certain areas, but I mean, it's a big city. You're going to have traffic. You're not sitting in traffic for 2 or 3 hours, which I actually hear that's kind of normal up north, which is insane to me. You can watch a movie during that time. But I mean, literally 2 hours movie. But I mean, are you going to have traffic if you're driving there enough peak times? Yes. Do we sit in traffic often? No, because we're out and about on weekends and off hours.
I mean, we're in traffic all the time in general, but I think the key here is it's relative to where you're coming from. If you ask a local, they're going to bitch and moan about it nonstop because they're locals and this is what they're used to, right? But if you ask our clients that are coming from New York City, this is nothing. Our clients coming from California, like San Diego, LA, you guys have told me this is nothing. So it really is relative to what you're used to. I think the key is traffic here in San Antonio will never add more than 30 minutes to your commute.
Unless there's a wreck, but that's active guard
I mean,
stuff,
that's like a pile up, right? But even that doesn't happen as frequently. We're talking day-to-day travel.
Day-to-day.
It will not add more than 30 minutes. So if your commute is already a normal 30-minute commute, you're looking at worst case hour-long commute. If your commute is 45 minutes and you're looking at an hour and 15 minutes, right? Like, you're not really looking at like, oh, there's 5 o'clock traffic, I'm gonna be sitting on the freeway for 2 hours. It doesn't happen. It's gonna add 15 to 30 minutes to your day, to your drive. That's it. It really is a great system. Now, we're growing. There's construction literally on every freeway as of summer of 2025 right now. Check your highway closures that day. San Antonians have to do a little more homework before they go. Like when we go to Fair Oaks to visit Steve's family, we definitely Google Maps it to see like what's closed, because they are shutting down freeways as they're building all these big overpasses right now. So you'll just want to Google it an hour before you leave and just make sure you have the time. Really, that's what it is. Everything is 20 to 30 minutes away. So you just want to check it and check your commute. I would just Google map it.
Yep. All right. Last question.
It should be.
It is. Okay. If you could change one thing, this is a good one. If you could change one thing about San Antonio, what would it be? I think we both should answer that.
That's a good question. That's a hard one. I would have to say air traffic noise. Mostly because we're a military community, so we just have a lot of military bases and they fly a lot. Most of them are Air Force bases. So I would have to say air traffic. It can get a little annoying when you're having a barbecue or hanging out by the pool and we're having a conversation and I have to say like, hold on please. Let the plane go by and then you can finish your conversation. You're gonna get that more if you're close to the San Antonio airport or if you are right next to Randolph or Lackland Air Force Base. The other military bases don't have as many planes flying in. It's literally the Air Force bases, right? Lackland and Randolph are gonna be the big ones and they fly big planes.
Big planes.
I don't even know what they're called, but they're massive and they're loud. So that's probably really it. I mean, I've lived all over, from California to Virginia to Florida, Texas. I just thoroughly enjoy San Antonio. So that's really it.
Okay, so for me, I would change the location, the geography of where it's at. And that's strictly because I love the beach. The kids love the beach. I love to go fishing. I'm actually going fishing tomorrow. I'm super excited. I guess when you watch this, I'll already be back from my trip, but you can ask me to post a picture of the fish I catch, if I catch any. I'm not very good. But anyways, I love fishing. So I just wish it was about an hour outside of the coast. But then you would get all the humidity from the Gulf and all that stuff. And so I don't know if I like that. I don't like rust at all. So I like my vehicles being nice. But I just wish it was a little bit closer to the beach. That's it. I love San Antonio. I love everything about it. Maybe construction too. You know, we're growing, so the highway systems are getting bigger and bigger. But I just wish we were closer to the beach. We live 2.5 hours from the beach, which is not bad, right? It's not a bad drive. It's just, it's hard to do a day trip. Like I like to load up the kids in the morning, go on down, do a day trip and come on back. You can do it, but then you'd be crazy exhausted because that's 5 hours on the road, the beach, the kids.
Yeah,
so
that's fair.
If we were an hour, you can do a day trip every weekend. That would be awesome.
I mean, let me just put in there, you can go fishing within an hour, right? You do have lakes, rivers. He just likes to do saltwater fishing.
I'm a saltwater guy.
And that is 2.5 hours away. So
I am a guy's guy.
Oh my gosh. Okay. With that, we're going to go ahead and end here because if we get him talking about fishing, you guys, fishing and golf, we'll never get out of here. So that is all we have for you. I hope that was super helpful for all of you who have never been to San Antonio and possibly thinking about relocating to the area. Again, I just want to put out there, these are our opinions. We get asked these questions all the time. We wanted to bring you answers of our opinions. Of course, that might change. Everybody might have a different, feeling or opinion on any of these items, but you guys asked, we delivered our opinions. Let us know what you think. Let us know if it was helpful. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you guys on the next one.